Hi, my name is Alyssa and I draw a lot of Animal Crossing characters. In addition to my A to Z series, which I'm still working on the final artwork for those, I thought it would be cool to do a 10-day countdown until the release date of New Horizons. So I'll be doing 10 little speed paint videos like this of New Horizons, new villagers, or some returning friends in their New Horizons outfits. So without further ado, let's get started. Continuing my countdown for New Horizons is another special character, this super cool red chameleon guy, Flick, who I don't know if he's supposed to be the son of Nat from previous Bug Tourneys or if he's like his nephew or, you know, just some unrelated chameleon, but he's super cool. I think a lot of people are really excited about this guy because he's got that cool leather vest look and the cool little horns and the little choker necklace. Like, overall, he's just a very cool dude. And he looks like he takes the Bug Tourney like way too seriously, which I always think is kind of a fun character trope. As a character who looks a certain way, like more heavy metal or more punk, just really into a very like lighthearted hobby such as catching butterflies. I think that's fun. I also love his little earrings that are on the back of his little head spikes. I always love when they add earrings to the villagers because it rarely ever makes sense for them to have earrings, but it's just so cute, you know? And I wanted to have a little fun with this composition, and normally I have the characters right in the middle. You know, normally a good composition you don't want to put stuff directly in the middle, but for the series of A to Z villagers I wanted them to be the, you know, very much the focus, so I've stuck to putting them in the middle. However, for this guy I put him a little askew, you know, off-center, and made the focus him staring at this little butterfly kind of popping out of the frame a little, which I think was a better choice than having him just stand in the middle. I had a little fun with his composition on this one. So here I'm taking the sketch and I'm using Adobe Animate. If you're new to this channel, those are the only two programs I use for my Animal Crossing art. I use Procreate for iPad Pro for the beginning and end, and for this middle section I use Adobe Animate to create flat vector shapes. Totally optional, you don't have to do anything like this. This is just the weird way that I like to work. I did do the earrings in Flash. I forgot about that, or Animate. I sometimes call it Flash because that's what it's been called up until Adobe did the Creative Cloud suite, and now it's Adobe Animate, but I still slip up and call it Adobe Flash from time to time. It's the same thing in my mind. Which is so funny because I rarely ever use it to animate anything, which I would like to change in the future. I just use Adobe Animate, Adobe Flash, because I like the I like the ability to draw vector art without having to use Adobe Animate or Adobe Illustrator, excuse me, because using the pen tool in Illustrator or even in Photoshop is such a hassle to me, and it's so stifling to not have that kind of freehand ability. And I'm sure there's a way to do this kind of freehand stuff in Illustrator, but I never learned it in school, and this is just what I'm comfortable with, and I get the results I want. So you know what's funny is people always say like the tools don't matter, but Illustrator's still an industry standard and things like that. Though I would like to encourage people who, if you have the Creative Suite and you're already paying for all that stuff anyway and you have access to Adobe Animate, just try making something vector in it sometime. Like, I find it way easier to use. I can't be the only weirdo on planet Earth who prefers to use Animate over Illustrator. There's gotta be some other people like me out there, right? Let me know in the comments below if you do vector art, and if so, do you use Illustrator? Do you use Animate like the freak that I am, or do you use some other program that's not related to Adobe at all? Let me know in the comments below. I am always looking for vector alternatives that give me this kind of freehand drawing ability, so if I am able to ever find one that can do this and export as, you know, Adobe Illustrator or EPS or SVG files, I would love to try that out. Anyway, all that nerdy technical stuff aside, I'm filling in these little areas on his tail and leaving the fine details like the little swirl in his tail and the little bumps on his head. I'm leaving that for Procreate at the very end because it's just way easier to work that way, I find. Same thing with the little camo type pattern that's on his pants, the little red ovals. I saved that for the Procreate stage and just focus on very simple shapes and colors for this part of the process. Can I also say I'm also really happy with the shape of the butterfly net in this. I think it turned out really cool. I'm getting better, I feel like, at the whole straights versus curves thing. I used to draw almost exclusively with curved lines, and I'll still do that if I'm trying to get a very like super cutesy, huggable, plushy look. I'll use only curved edges and things like that. but I'm trying to vary up the types of shapes I use in my art and try to incorporate more triangles and pointy edges and stuff like that. And I think this series of 10 is visually stronger than my other A to Z videos up to this point, but let me know what you guys think. If there's, if you have a favorite, if you've been watching my videos for a while, which pieces of Animal Crossing art have been your favorite so far? Let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. Yeah, little finicky areas like this can sometimes be a pain, but other than that, a pretty painless process in Adobe Animate as usual. Oh, you got a sneak peek of who's coming next. So I bring this art back into Procreate to add some details on top. Yeah, with just adding a few more details on top in Procreate, the piece is more or less done. Of course, using my process of shading and highlighting that I've been using for all my other Animal Crossing villagers in this series. I'm really happy with how this guy came out. I like that I broke the composition convention a little bit by getting somebody out of the middle of the frame and over to the left, shifted a little bit. And with that blue in the background, this guy is complete. I'm really happy with how he came out. I think he came out super cool. I like his emotion and pose. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you're looking forward to the Bug Tourneys to see this cool character, and be sure to like and subscribe to see more Animal Crossing speed paints in the days leading up to New Horizons, and also like and subscribe because I'm always drawing new stuff and posting it on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your day.